What up? What up? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. All right. My man Walt Harris is making his return to the octagon. Really looking forward to that against tough TOUGH and TUF veteran, Dana White Contender Series veteran Josh Parisian. Um, Great matchup for both men. We spoke to Walt a couple months ago before the John Jones fight. He was training with Bones and really seemed in a good place, seemed happy. I'm going to talk about a little bit of that training with this game plan, actually. And I think that it definitely paid off. How could it not? Training with the best fighter in the world to ever live. And then you got Josh Parisian, heavy handed, pretty, I guess, nimble is the best word, heavyweight, uh, and it could create some tricky fits. So let's break it down who wins and where. Striking, I have to go with Walt um, because of the A, athleticism, and B, the experience and fluidity of his boxing. Walt moves very well, former um, NBA basketball player, and he moves very well for heavyweight as far as his footwork and as far as his ability to really be fluid with his strikes. I think that's going to play dividends here against the heavy-handed Josh Parisian. Now, that being said, heavy-handed, I'm going to go power to Josh. I think that he could create some fits there. However, like I said, overall, the striking realm is going to Walt. Now, I know I relied on boxing pretty heavily there. However, both men definitely have kickboxing skills. Walt's pretty good with kicks. He mixes them in well. Josh is pretty tricky. We'll talk about this later. It'll be a big part of the fight with him. Is he's pretty good with just throwing kicks up there after the fact, just sneaking them in there, scoring, not really doing a lot of damage, but they're there. Wrestling, I'm going to go with my man Walt again, simply from our last conversation, just training with John Jones in the wrestling aspect. He said it improved his game so much. I know wrestling's something that Walt was always working on, and judging on Josh's last couple fights, I saw he got takedown with some pretty basic body locks down to the hips and tripped. So I'm gonna go wrestling with Walt here, and on ground, I'm gonna give it a wash here. I think that this is gonna be a stand up fight. Now, um, I usually try to game plan for the 15 minutes. However, I truly believe that someone's going out in this fight. And I think that the way both guys fight, heavyweights, I think that we're going to see a knockout here. But let's get into that. So let's go into game plans. Let's start with Parisian. So Parisian, he's very good with coming forward. And now, mind you, with both fighters here, I know I usually do the corner and the MMA adjustments later on. I really don't feel totally in this fight that there's going to be a plan A and plan B. I think there's going to be a plan 1A and a plan 1B. So just when and where to use your tools that you have. I think that going to Josh, he does very good. He likes to be counteroffensive, but he sets it up a little differently than most. Usually, when someone's counteroffensive, they're really heavy with a nice feint, nice jabs to get the opponent to open up. Not Josh. Josh is he kind of prods forward on you, and he kind of gets you to feel like you're backing into a corner. I wonder if he even realizes he does it. He does this. Uh, he prods forward, moves his head a little bit. He does throw that stab jab to the body I like. It's a very safe strike. Throws a lot of those safe strikes. And he's trying to get you to open up when you feel your back's against the fence. I think that's what he's going to be doing here. That's what he's going to be looking for. Get Walt to open up with that off center left 2-3, and then try to throw it, an overhand right underneath it or over it. Sorry, and throw those looping power punches to try to get around Walt's length here. I think that's his game plan. On top of it, I feel like that's the 1A, so to speak. The if that's not necessarily, I don't want to say if it's not working, if that's not scoring, start seeing him throw jabs to the body and then coming up top with a crazy high kick or a body kick. I could see him doing that. He also, I noticed when he throws his punches, which is actually going to be good for Will, he violently throws to the point where he's looking away from his opponent sometimes. And That throw has a lot of power, but it takes your head off the target. So big giveth taketh, right? So now for Walt, how's Walt going to do this one? I think Walt should really use his athleticism here. You know, establish that straight left hand, head off line left hand, straight or like a double, like straight left hand, head off line left hand, almost like a double jab, but you're doing with your double straights. Do that. Keep Josh on his toes. Keep him from, or on his heels rather. Keep him from prodding forward, and then let that open up your right hook and your left body kicks, your right body kicks, stuff like that. And on top of that, like I said, with Walt's improved wrestling, I think we're going to be seeing that here. I think that we're going to see a nice heavyweight exchange to Walt Harris takedowns, not necessarily to control, submit, but to score, open up, come back up, give Josh something to think about, and then open up with a knockout combination. I could see that happening. Actually, I think we're going to see at least 2 Walt Harris takedowns in this fight. I truly believe that. And how does Josh counter off of that? Not really much to what I was saying before. Like, not really different to what I was saying before. Is just throw that stab jab. Like I said, it's a nice safe punch. Whenever you throw these body punches against somebody who's really going to open up on you, it really helps you shell up, and it keeps you defensive. After that stab jab, instead of throwing that overhand right hand or the kick I told you about, get off center. Get off center against the southpaw, and then open up with a combination. That would take away the takedown, so to speak, and take away the linear punches of the lengthier opponent. So that's what I got. Really looking forward to this one. We're looking at it's in July. It said it's a fight night. I'm trying to keep up with which the fight nights are. I just know it's a UFC Vegas. Actually, no, I don't know it's UFC Vegas. I just know it's a fight night. But love that they're turning it out. Talk to you guys later this week. Peace.